What do you really know? I'm going to challenge some individuals, maybe individuals of Mark Passio's natural law community in this video, but it's not targeted toward that. It's really just to help open the mind to different perspectives among the same path, the same reality, looking at polarities of the concepts that we perhaps attach ourselves to. So we have to be careful of that. I'm going to talk about it here in this video. All practice, all change is not if, but when. We test our limits, we try new things, we attempt to create some things, but nature ever remains. There are 2 points of which I must contend to the freedom community, of which may at first alarm them without insight, of which would signify a limited mind without oversight. It is to 1, be carefree, and 2, not have strict standards. Let us examine the first. We all will care about different things in our life, and it certainly does determine what we will create in this life. If we want to create a certain reality, we must care to do so. However, is there such a thing as caring too much? Also, is there such a thing as caring for the wrong things? Here you may see a mere example of time and place, realizing that as you emphasize care, love, or morality without context, it is love without a receiver, care without a being from whom it came. It is morality without a foundation. Now we may certainly admit to the faults of being carefree, but are we to assume that it has no benefit? If having care has both benefit and fault, the same as not having care, why are we not promoting both? Let us examine how being carefree can actually help us create, in the same way we would promote care. With a mind able to freely explore the world without worry, burden, attachment, ego, or desire, it is able to see what hasn't been seen. It is able to enjoy the moment and have fun, express its freedom, and live it out to its fullest. But to what limitation is there not always when it comes to utilizing or practicing anything? Well, if you see a world could be helped when it's not, or when someone's ignorance contributing to their lack of care is ending up hurting someone. A mind rigid to the idea of not caring or caring is an extreme. One may bind the freedom of the beholder, the other may bind the freedom of another. We may prefer one over the other, but that does not negate the fact that we can have both, in knowing when to care and when to be carefree. What reason do we have to be so caring if we are playing a game? Serious players actually become disliked, and they may lessen the fun, thus the whole reason of the game. That is unless we start harming others in our lack of care to cooperate. Here we see both situations may lead to harm. At some point in time, we need to release, we need to have fun, we need to be ourselves, not always cave into others or always be on the alert. Similarly, we may express the need to care for others and not just ourselves. But can we really just forget about ourselves? Emphasizing one extreme may fulfill a balance if you are in the other extreme, but it will only be temporary until you fulfill a holistic balance. Thus, one may best state to help others, but don't forget about yourself, as an example. And is this worldview not holistic, considering all peoples, all environments? So it is. Upon examining our first point, may it be easier to examine the second, if you see the reoccurring pattern. Having strict standards. How is it that an individual learns of this? What makes it strict? These depend. However, for an example, let us use the infamous objective morality as commonly touted among the natural law community. In light of statism, is it necessary? In light of basic morality that most people have, is it necessary? In light of questioning an individual and seeing any contradiction, is it necessary? In each case, the answer is no, with enough examination. Funny enough, the objective morality spoken of actually abides to the basic morality. Yet, why stand so strong in the face of objectivity? It would seem actually purposeful in light of the problems with moral relativism in ignoring the basic morality, though the problem may live more with statism and ignoring individual conscience. However, to see possibility as this and not restrict our terminology as demonstrated is to prevent unnecessary conflict. This mere message of examples is not to create conflict, but actually to emphasize more of where consensus may be found. Hence why I offer questions and share examples. But even with this overarching truth I strive for, I can't claim that I know it all. Furthermore, every judgment and assumption of others, even of their actions or any form of societal ego, is based in ignorance. Thus, standards stand in the way for greater truth. In the context of beauty or other values, it is more obvious. However, to grapple with the harder subject to challenge, morality, since there is such a great consensus around what is generally moral, let us observe the individual who does wrong. Do they think they are doing wrong? What caused them to do wrong? And most importantly, if we think they are wrong, what do we do to show them and help them do right? Without asking these questions, our judgment does us a disservice, especially as we may end up as the wrongdoer without realizing it, or we may create systems which only further aggregate more wrong in the attempt to do right. Where the right turns wrong, we realize that learning does not stop, and it would be more important to be conscious and aware while developing principles than to have strict standard where our principles cannot develop. As life is change and in our lives we must practice, let us know not just why or how we change, but when. Just as every thought is a question and everything exists for a reason. Let us see it, if we are real philosophers, if we are real truth seekers, but who am I to say I am among you? So the real I speak of is the nature that is beyond and among us both. This is an article that I wrote to share basically the opposing worldview to the idea of care and standards, which many people, they want to say what is right and what is wrong. I say what is natural and what is unnatural. I say that's very important to look at. I say people should definitely care about this or that, care about the video you're watching right now, care about me as a fellow human being. That's awesome. But there's also a level of having to be carefree in order to care, or having to have freedom in order to see the standard in practice, in reality, to see the bigger picture. And so this is what I'm getting at in this article. Now, in case you're new to my channel and you're new to a lot of this philosophical concepts, I'm going to put some questions on the screen for you about statism, a belief system you may have not heard of. Think about the questions for yourself, because this doesn't really require any particular knowledge. You're just asking yourself these questions and seeing if there's any contradictions within your own mentality. Larkin Rose does this in his Candles in the Dark seminar. He even talks about in his book how you don't need to really specifically define morality in order to really tackle these root cause problems in society. Thank you very much for watching. Share your thoughts with me. I'd be totally open to it. Go to theliberator.us, that's theliberator.us, to learn more and also get involved. Share your article. I'll turn it into a video for you. We also have a huge event called Liberator 2 Showcase, where all you have to do is literally record a 1-minute video. Anyone can do it, so be sure to share it. If not, do it yourself. Do both. That'd be even better. Let's create the change in the world now using the best strategies possible. That's why I created this project. Thank you very much for watching.